my gosh, that's so funny. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to make sure that we are live on YouTube. The YouTubes because we know what had happened in the past. Okay, so we are live. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi, I know that you were the first one. You were the first one here. You were
you were ready, Bianca. I like your enthusiasm.
We missed you too. We missed you too.
I feel like it's been a whole year, which could be a joke because technically it has been a year.
Hi, Aaron.
Aaron, hey.
I'm just assuming this is Aaron. It's probably Heidi. They're gonna do the switch up on me one of these times. So you thought. Hi, Christine. How are you? A scroll? Yes.
We're fancy AF now.
I've changed the color of the band. I've been trying to do like my last couple of lives, whatever color the book is. I've been trying to do that. So, hi, Alicia. Yeah, I'm learning, like, after a year of using StreamYard, I figured I might, you know, as well, like, use the fancy functions that it has. So, might as well. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Rachel. I love purple and red together.
It's the queen.
The queen is here. Hello, Julie. How are you? I also just want to mention that Julie and Lindsey has done it. She's written The Perfect Man, and he's here in this book. So you don't need to look any further. So this is it. I mean, you don't have to. He's in like seriously the top 3 literary husband lists. So that's my opinion. I'm not taking any comments at this time, but. Honestly, and there are several reasons, and I've highlighted entire passages why. So I have notes. You know, I got the Post-it notes, but I literally have reasons why.
He's fantastic. Oh my gosh, I loved him so much. And that was the thing. So I actually took the time to read all of them because I was curious. It killed me a little bit to start on book 3. And that was my own problem because it is my favorite book of the series. And then it goes 1, 2, and 4 in terms of how I like them. But I like in the other books, like he would pop up and I'm just like, I love you so much. Even in those books, I was like, you're stealing the show, sir.
I did read 1, 2, and 3. So the series just went up from there, you know? So
yep. Yeah, I finished the 4th book today, and it took me a full 7 days to finish that book. Like, these things aren't very long. It shouldn't have taken me that long, but it was such a slow burn to get. Last 100 pages was like a marathon. And I was like, It was still very good. I rated it, I think, 4. It was more of a 3 point. I had such high hopes because in Impact Zone, we were kind of talking about this earlier. All the tension between the Lopez's and Axel, and you're just like, oh, this is the story. And then I was just like, this took so long to get here. Like, just be together already. All 3.
I couldn't find any of these on ebook anywhere. I had to use the Audible credit to read this one. I feel like I missed out on getting to know all the characters.
If you have Hoopla.
Do you have? Yeah, they were the audiobooks for
3.
The first 3 were available on Hoopla if you have a digital library card. Yeah, and you couldn't get the ebooks for these on Amazon?
I wonder if he was trying to find them from like the library, maybe.
Oh, got it, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, that was one thing. I really liked the narrator. Oh my gosh, I had one sip of Guinness and I'm already guys. I don't drink unless if I'm here on these lives very often, so it's just like once I do, it hits me hard. I guess.
She's the social drinker.
I know. I feel like it's sad to drink alone. I mean, I guess I should try it more often, but yeah.
Oh, the library apps. So did your Hoopla not have it? Or do you have Hoopla?
That Overdrive didn't have it,
because I know some libraries like don't have Hoopla; they just have Libby or Overdrive.
Yeah, and
they did an Audible original where you had all 4 in one. Huh?
I wish they would have done that because they never came out with the fourth one. That might have been why it took me so long to read it because I just
really, Aaron, you should see if you can return that one and try to get all 4. You should call.
Or you could just say
4 for 1 credit. I'm about to go on there and do that because the narrator was actually really great.
So I was really bummed because Hoopla never came out with the fourth one. I kept looking for it like every day.
They probably will a little later because this one's the newer one, the newest one.
Yeah.
I didn't check Hoopla. I tried. Okay.
Okay.
I haven't read I went and got it today. I just got this one today. This is
still good.
One. I haven't read it yet, but I want to.
Don't let my review deter you. It was still very good. And it answered a lot of questions because I know that in Impact Zone, a lot of you probably were just like, I need to know what Opaline's feeling about her sister and why they each hate each other and what's the sexual tension between her and Axel. And those questions get answered. It takes frustratingly a long time.
Look into the 4-pack. I'm actually going to do that right now before I forget because... Well, Audible was having a sale for President's Day weekend. You get your membership for $10 for 6 months. And I'm like, oh, yes.
So even though you had an Audible membership before, because you'd canceled it and you came back, you could get the better deal?
Well, they're just having that sale right now. And I had canceled my Audible subscription back in December. So I just renewed it.
I would have thought they would have said because you're like an existing member from back in the day.
$10 a month for 6 months. And then I even put a reminder on my phone to cancel it. And then they were having a bunch of audiobooks on sale for like $5. I'm like, they're about like 4.
Yeah, I have recently read a lot of the Bridgerton books, and those ones came up, and I'm like, these are my favorite books out of this series, and I'm like, do I buy them for my own self? Or what do I do? So I couldn't justify like rebuying them just because I had just read them. And it wasn't even like the first one. It was 2, 3, and 4. But the Bridgerton brothers are the best. Say that 10 times fast after a shot of alcohol.
Traverse City Collection. Heck yeah! All 4. Yeah, just literally look up, just type in what Alicia said, Traverse City Collection.
Not just me then.
Nope. I'm drinking beer too. Oh my God, Indigo. Alicia, you need to DM me. Yes, you need to DM me. Oh, Vivid's up there. But I have a beautiful copy of Indigo. Yes, DM me because I love that book so much. It's so good. If you haven't read Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, you need to. It's so good. And it's $5 on Audible right now. $5.
If you have the membership.
If you have the membership.
I miss Escape so much.
Anyone else? Yes, that's why I canceled it. I canceled Audible and went to Libro FM. I was like, oops. I did. I was just like, every single time I was looking for a book, it wasn't included. I'm like, why am I paying for this? They don't have what I want on here. When I had Audible Escape, at least there were books in there that I wanted to read.
I will say that you can return books. I know that a lot of people don't. Like, once they get an audiobook, they feel guilty returning it, but they tell you all the time, like, if you didn't like this audiobook, go ahead and let us know. You have a full year to return it. And I did that.
Libro FM is another audiobook subscription where it's the same price as Audible, but you also get to choose a local bookstore that you get to support with your monthly membership. So I chose Changing Hands Bookstores, which is a used and new bookstore we have here in Phoenix. Awesome. And then you also get a discounted rate on all of their other audiobooks, and then they have sales and like stuff like that. So
I have to look into this now.
Scribd. I don't know what it's called, but
Scribd is fine by me. I keep calling people by the wrong name, so the alcohol's not going to help. So Jack Ryan's down there judging me. He says, Mom,
hardcore.
What's up with you?
They do have an app, but you can't search for audiobooks on the app like you can with Audible. You actually have to pull up a browser and look at books. But so when you have the app, it's literally just the books that you've, downloaded so you can listen to. You can't search books that they have on there.
100%. Yep. Just because there's, oh, go ahead.
Well, just be careful because if you return too many, they'll block you from returning audiobooks.
What?
Because they did that to Charles.
I don't read that many and return them though. So what I try to do is like, I'll use one credit twice, and then I'll get a book that maybe I already have and listen to and that I love, and that I'll just put it for something that I might reread later.
We must be on the same. Cheers. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Sláinte.
It's been too long. Whose idea was it to go bi-weekly?
You. I know. I was like, I'm pointing at you on my screen. I'm like, you guys can't see that.
Yeah!
Oh, hold on. Okay. Nope, wrong way. You. I was like, which hand is where?
Yeah, but honestly, I've been drinking. I have been drinking a lot, but I have also been reading a lot this month, and I love it. So
I almost went into a slump this morning trying to figure out what to read.
Aaron's blocked from returning too.
What?
I tell
How
you,
many times did you return them?
You return too many, they block you. They're like, sorry, no, you're taking advantage of the system, which you're really not.
You're still getting your $16.95 every month or whatever it is.
Right? You're still getting your monthly. Rude. Yep. That's what Charles said the other day. He said, yeah, they blocked me from returning stuff. I'm like, that's messed up. We should meet weekly, but only do book club bi-weekly. Oh, got it. So like just like random live streams.
Yeah, well, we've discussed possibly doing that, but you've got like 20,000 things.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot. I mean, with the Percy Jackson read along, some months it's not on my channel, so some months I would be able to do like the weekly live streams. Like this month wouldn't be good because I'm hosting Sea of Monsters on my channel. But next month, when we read the third book, it's going to be on Bree's channel, so I probably will be able to do a weekly live stream. But it's like I am doing a lot of live. I'm reading a lot more, so it's just I also want to be there and available for my husband.
Even home right now.
He's not home right now, so that's also why like some of the live streams I do, they're a little bit earlier, like almost like right when I get off of work. So that way, like I could be talking and on here for an hour. So by the time he gets home, I'm only like on for another couple minutes. So
yeah.
They did that once already. They did what once already?
I think that they blocked them from returning.
Oh, got it. Only like 5. Dang, only 5?
I feel like I've returned a ton, but I go through phases. Hey, Shannon. Where I return and then I don't return, and then like I keep a book. And I try to pre-order some of the books that I like. So I don't know.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, thanks, Alicia. Yeah, Jen only has 1 day off in the week now, so you have the weekends off, but you only have 1 day off during the week.
Yeah, it's not the same because literally, and it's so weird because Monday, Tuesday works fine. Wednesday, I get what day it is, but literally tomorrow will hit and it will feel like Monday again because I was so used to Friday being my Monday, and then like I get to work on Friday and like the joy of thank God it's Friday has not hit yet, just because I expect that I have to like go into work the next day, even though I know I don't. So it's really weird and hard to figure out.
Meant to join Percy Jackson, but was reading Magnus Chase. I think we'll probably eventually read Magnus Chase. Who knows? It might happen. Welcome to my world. Oh, Sunday, Monday. Well, hey, like you're off those 2 days that like usually everybody hates. So
at least you have it off in a row. And Mondays are the absolute worst. So it was 5 years that Saturday was technically my Tuesday. So I did my time with Saturdays, and I worked really hard to finally have the weekend.
Yeah.
So when we did our shift bid, I was 13 out of 150 something. So I was just like, weekends, please. Thank you.
You're like, I did my time. Yeah, seriously, when I was a server, you know, for like half my life, I was always working weekends. Like you had to request weekends off if you wanted it off, and it wasn't always a guarantee. So I was like, when I got my big girl job and I got weekends off, I was like, freedom!
And it's so hard too, because it's just like Saturday. I mean, working Saturday itself is not bad. It's a weekend. You know, you'd think, oh, people are going to call in more because they've got available time. It's just a normal weekday. Like, it's not anything extra. But the problem is that nobody wants to work Saturday. So when people have like a baby shower or a wedding or a party, it's always going to be on Saturday. And then to try and find someone to cover your shift is next to impossible. So that's my rant, and then I'll leave it at that.
Well, yeah, like no one wants to work the weekend. So whenever you try to get coverage, you're like, no. Mindy, hi, just started watching your channel. Curious what booktubers do on lives. This is basically it.
I was like, we're in the middle of just kind of catching up right now. We haven't yet started talking about the books.
So yeah, we go off on a bunch of tangents. So this particular, it depends on what the live stream is actually about. Like Wednesdays when we get together, it's going to be our book club meeting. So we have typically read a book and we're going to discuss it. This week it's Impact Zone by Julie and Lindsey. So we will eventually be talking about this book, but we have been gone for, 2 weeks. So we've been just catching up. So we'll eventually get to the point of the live. But sometimes other booktubers do like live reading sprints where they get on and they read for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. And then they come back on, chat for a little bit, and then read for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And so sometimes they do that. It really depends on what the live is for.
Okay, I always wondered about that, and I haven't joined one just yet to see what the hoopla is. The reading sprints. Do you like literally sit there and watch them read for 20 minutes?
Well, you don't watch them read. You would be reading at this time as well.
I feel like that's the problem with like in real life book club where Lara's always like, let's all get in the hot tub and then we could read. And I'm just like, when I'm around people, I want to talk. Like,
well, you guys are trying to read. With the lives, you're not really around people. So you're literally just sitting in front of your computer. So you're really alone.
Yes and no.
Yes, you can watch them read if you want to, but the point of the live is to be productive and read when you need to read.
I would try and get someone's attention. Like if I was a part of a reading thing, I would probably like if me and you were going to go, okay, we're going to go ahead and do a reading sprint for 20 minutes. I'd probably spend about 2 minutes trying to read the same sentence about 10 times. And then I'd be like, Nicole, what are you doing today? What are you drinking? What are you reading? What's happening in your book? It would get real fast.
If it was my live, I typically during the sprints, I ignore the comments until we come back from the reading sprint. So you can talk all you want to, but I wouldn't read them. So,
but if I was in the video with
Christine gets it. Christine gets it. Yes. Yeah, if you were in the video with me, I would put you on mute, honey. Hi, Alicia. Both Alicias. Woo! Okay, cool. Yeah, typically like when you do reading sprints, like when you read, the hosts are muted. So there's nothing like no talking. So.
Oh man, I would not survive. I'm not around people enough right now. Even still, like even if it was before COVID, I was terrible. And you guys would always yell at me and tell me to stop talking. But I would continue to talk until you guys all put your book down and then we were having fun times.
Go to her social. She has listed which book. Oh, yes. Yes. I have the schedule in the description box below. Way to go, Bianca. Watch them read. Yeah. Jen doesn't get it. It's fine. The sprints are cool because you get to both catch up but also read. Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm going to have to try one.
Does everyone in the chat read too? Yes.
Not always, but I mean, like read. I thought we were talking about reading this book specifically, and I'm going, I mean, you get like 50-50, but I still think people are okay with spoilers.
Yeah, so basically with if you don't mind spoilers, you can definitely stay, but if you don't want the book spoiled, we do get into spoilers. But mostly the people who are participating in like discussion or lives have read the book. But, if you don't mind spoilers, yeah, you can most definitely stay in chat. It's totally fine.
Julie gets it. Me and her. It's the cat lady.
That's right. Is it good? LOL. Whatever you're writing is amazing.
100% accurate.
I either talk way too much or I'm really quiet. No in between.
I feel like that's true. Like we usually have like one or two people who are like the main commenters, and then a couple other people put it in. And I feel like that's me in a group chat. Like sometimes if I can get in on like the beginning of the conversation, I'm like, all right, let's go and do this. And then if I don't catch it early enough, like I can't type fast enough to keep up with everybody. And then I'm like, well, my opinion doesn't matter anymore, so I'm just gonna read silently here in the background.
Go tap super quick to get your thoughts out.
I need to get out of my head, but that's just me.
Your writing guild write-ins go. We just end up talking. Yeah. Oh, so funny. Yeah, I'm totally like failing at my like writing goals for like my New Year's resolutions. I wrote like 2 days and I'm like, okay, reading all these books.
But like, how many books are you up to now? You've got to have at least 30, 40 books. I want to say.
I think 40. I think 40, yeah.
I'm at 17. Like, I'm proud of myself. I didn't realize I was going to be that far ahead of the game. But it does help that your Madison Faye books that you have told me to read are like 100 pages. So do they really count as a book?
Yes. I'm at 42 books read this year.
Dang. That's impressive.
I'm still.
We'll be awkward together, Bianca. It's okay.
It's only February. Still lots of time. Yep. Honestly, yes, that's true. Don't sell yourself short and don't cut your losses yet. All righty. So yeah, this book, we can start talking about the book now. It's fine. My goal is to work on reviews and post them, but I'm failing. Yeah, I started doing that in like 2020. I tried to write at least a couple sentences in like Goodreads. So I get that.
I feel I'm better about that this year because I did want to make that as kind of one of mine, just to write a few sentences. Like it doesn't have to be that much. It's just my thoughts. But I'm like, do people? And that's again, I get in my own head. I'm like, do anyone care about what I think? Like words are hard. All I'm going to say is this was amazing. You should read it. This was a highlight.
What classifies as a novella? Novellas are typically shorter than novels by. Typically, they're about, and Julie and Lindsey, correct me if I'm wrong, typically about 35 to 40,000 words. So that's typically, a novella. They're just short novels. My last post was about this book. Nice.
I think you read it
on release day. Woo-woo.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Shannon and Alicia. I appreciate you. Well, everyone as well, not just you two in general, but everybody.
Yay! All the love things. I love it. I'm okay at words. I get tripped up on taking. Oh yeah, on Bookstagram.
I can't take pictures to save my life. But honestly, that's not true. But like booktuber pictures, because I follow a couple people who take like insane photos, and I'm like, how do you do it? Like, I don't have that kind of time in my life.
Honestly, like I love bookstagrammers who have a theme to their bookstagram and they stick with it no matter what book they're reading. It fits the theme of their whole profile. And I'm like, that's not what's going on here. I am just like, I was like, oh my gosh, like no wonder, like everything's aesthetically pleasing over here and I'm just winging it. I'm just like a tree in the wind. I'm just so happy to be included. I'm like, okay, like this is what I'm reading.
Oh yeah. Well, then like people have like maybe the people that I follow, like it's their legit profession because they've got like swords somehow. Some of them have like this gigantic bookcase and then they can like make a freaking chair out of books. And I'm just like, where is this space? Like, can I live there? But yeah.
Honestly, it's like
hard.
Some people go hard and we appreciate it.
I love it. It makes me feel bad about my books.
That's how you broke your mug? It was probably not my sister, just couldn't carry the weight and crashed. No.
Oh
no. The worst. I take any photo. Yep, absolutely. I just hope there isn't any glare on the photo as long as you can tell what it is. I think it's okay, honestly. Yes.
Yeah. they like make me feel bad about my own photos, but I'm just like, I think they literally have, that's all they do.
Bookstagram, yes. Okay, so it's Instagram, but you know, people who read books and post pictures about books and reviews about books, so they call them bookstagrammers.
If you literally type in books in the search in Instagram, you'll kind of get a taste for it, I think. I feel like a lot of people would. Yeah.
Yep, pictures of books on Instagram. Yep.
You got it.
You got it.
Hashtag killing it.
Hashtag got it. Okay, so this book, Impact Zone, it is book number 3 in the Tactical Crime Division's Traverse City. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Traverse City, I think, yeah. Can I just tell you, having finished that book, like as soon as I finished that book, I felt like I had run a marathon.
Ask all the questions. I'll answer them if I can. I try to give off vibes from the book.
Yeah. You did have a really good one for this one.
Nice.
I remember that.
Nice. I'm not good taking photos for Bookstagram. Some come out well, most don't. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I try to get it all set up and I'm like, yeah, this is going to look good. And then I look at it and I'm like, crap.
Was a real Traverse City? What? I did not know this.
No, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah. But,
okay, so what were you going to say?
I was going to say, everyone raise their hand in the chat, and I know that you can just, like, type in raise his hand. How many of you literally felt like you had just, like, for not even just, like, the last couple of pages or chapters, the entire novel felt like you were just, like, booking it, and you couldn't put it down, and it was a marathon, and you couldn't stop, and then just, like, you couldn't breathe. There was just so much happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was telling Jen, like I don't have anxiety. I don't suffer from anxiety, but I had anxiety when I was reading
the whole book. I even remember, like, I finished reading it and I had to just write to Julie and Lindsey because you hadn't read it yet. So I was just like, oh my God, like, how did you, what words hard. They're hard.
It felt like a sprint. It did. Runs to peep, you know, because it's.
How did it feel to write that? Like, do you get anxiety and stress just typing it out, or do you just like book it out? Because you're amazing and can just do that.
I feel like if you go on one of your hotel like writing sprees, you honestly could have knocked this out in like one sitting because you write so many words when you go out and like just go to a hotel and you're by yourself and you're like, yeah, I just wrote 30,000 words this weekend. And it's like, oh my God. Read it in one sitting. Nice.
My favorite.
Max. Yes. Yes. Like I said, I have whole entire highlighted passages why this man is perfect. Perfection. The only literary husband he's underneath, like on my list, is Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy. That's it. That's it. I mean, Reese Ann, I'm gonna tell you right now. I had too high expectations of this book. This is nothing that was Julie's fault. I was expecting spicy banner in cosplay.
I think that was more because wasn't your first book by hers the Geek Girls Guide? Because I mean that would have.
This is my own fault.
Oh yeah,
I had anxiety so hard. Yeah, for reals.
Yeah.
Read it all at once. Yeah.
You can't. This one I couldn't put down. Like I had to read it in the one sitting.
Get so upset. So you're a writer also.
No, I'm not. Not this one over here. I can't string together words to save my life.
I dabble in writing, but I've never been published. The writer is here. She's the author of this book. It's a book that we're talking about.
Right? Read anything by her.
Hello. How are you? The cover. Oh my gosh! Look at just so.
He's a tall drink of water.
He is a tall drink of water. Where's my glass?
Pretty sure anyone here would climb it like a tree.
Oh yeah, like a screen door in a hurricane. Julie and Lindsey, you owe me a new shirt with this book.
Yeah, Bianca, me and you, we are so the same. Because I remember just like sitting in your own pile of sweat because you're just like, there's so much happening, I just can't.
Oh my God, that is the best.
Bianca, you need to come on one of these lives because it's
Yes. Sign up to be in the log, Bianca. Swoon. Yes. Swoon.
Ooh, yeah, he does.
Gives me Usher. Oh, yeah.
Like, now that you say it, I'm like 150%.
Mm-hmm. I wish that you could let it burn. Yeah, that's like a screen over. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nicole would hide all of the chairs in the world to sit on that man's face.
Oh, yes. Yes, I would. All the chairs in the world. So, yeah, he is. Whoo! Yes, he is fantastic.
Mindy, that's one thing you should know about our channel. We're a little saucy over here. I don't know if that's common for booktubers, but yeah.
That's it. This is it. I thought of Shamar Moore from Criminal Minds. Okay, all right. Some did you said, right? Or the other Alicia said that it was like an episode of Criminal Minds in her review, I think.
Oh, someone said it. Yeah, I can't remember.
No, y'all, I'm awkward. I sit there. No, you just have.
You can still do it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sign up for the Live and Let Try one. Stacey's going to be on that one too, but we can have up to 6 people.
Yes, we can.
Do it. Yes, and Stacey would have been here tonight, but she had a migraine, so we hope that she feels better.
Stacey would have been here if she and Usher had a baby.
Why do I think of that guy from Grey's Anatomy that has like the piercing blue eyes, and you're just like, yes.
Piercing blue eyes.
Can't think of his name to save my life. And it might be someone that we've mentioned, but I'm terrible with actors' names.
I have not watched these shows, so I don't know who you're talking about. So
no, I'm sure like even if you haven't watched the show, you should at least be able to. Let me see.
Gotcha. I was wondering where Stacey was. Yeah, she's not feeling well.
Wish her better.
All right, so yeah, this I didn't know, but I was pleasantly surprised that this was a second chance romance. Our two main characters. I had no idea, and I was like, they were married, they got divorced, but still, it was pretty amicable. Or I can't even talk. They're still friends afterward because he's just a nice guy. He's very respectful. He knew that he was in the wrong, and he took responsibility for his actions, and he admitted when he was wrong, and that's one of the reasons why he is perfect, because he accepted and apologized and didn't blame anybody but himself, which we like that. We like to see that in a hero here.
Accepted on it. Yeah. And he communicated too. That's one thing that kills me half the time. Nobody freaking communicates.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get to the point where I would literally, like, I read this part, and that is when I would literally do anything for this man here. We got to the point where, okay, it's after he defused the bomb in the
building,
the apartment complex.
Oh man.
And Jesse Williams. Oh,
yes.
The guy from the show Empire. Got it. So when she was freaking out, he diffused it. He came out. She ran. They were giving each other a hug, and they're just.
That's Jesse Williams.
Got it. Okay. And so he realizes that when they get the text from the bomber, it's just like, they're there. He knows. And he pushes her away because he doesn't want the killer or the bomber to have, Allie in his sights. And then I was like, I get it. Okay, that happens. That happens in a romance, okay? But when he gets to her house later that night, he explained to himself why he pushed her away and why, how he acted the way he acted, and that he wanted to protect her. And I was just like, wait, you communicated your thought process without begging and pleading, and you started it. She didn't even prompt you. She didn't tell me what's going on kind of thing. You wanted to explain yourself, and I was like, you are heart eyes. And then another part, because usually they're like, oh, I gotta keep the heroine away from me so she's protected. I don't want the killer to get her in his sights or whatever. And he was just like, well, he already knows about you. So if I leave, it's just going to put you in even more danger. I was like, thank you for having a brain, because that's literally what I think all the time. And I was just like, he already knows about her. You are putting her in more danger if you don't stay with her. And he thought it. He thought it. And he even said it. He was like, I can't leave now because he already knows about you, and it's going to be more dangerous if I leave. And I'm like, oh my God, he's the perfect man.
I know.
The perfect man.
I love how he was too about that. If those were just, he was so perfect. Yeah.
Healthy relationships, co-parenting. Yes.
He was so good. He's like, I'll change the diaper. I was like, no man is ever going to say that.
He was so,
that's not
so
true.
Good. He was so good with Max Jr. Michael Ealy. I love Michael Ealy. Okay, Jessica. I liked seeing that. Thank you for your words, sir. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, because I'm not a mind reader. Please tell me. Please tell me what you're thinking. Yes. He communicated, but also got tailed to her house. Yes.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some, Shannon. Like, he had good intentions. You just picture animated gold with hard eyes. Yeah, seriously.
I can do it. I can see it.
My jaw was on the floor. I was like, he is talking about his feelings.
Well, and I think it's part of the second. I would think it was part of the second chance romance. Like his fault when they were breaking up the first time was because he didn't communicate. He thought he was protecting her by pushing her away. So this time he's like, okay, that didn't work the last time. So let's try a new approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
100%.
When he was talking to Max Jr. and she was hearing it on the baby monitor. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. So yeah, but we love to see the growth, because he knew he accepted responsibility that the reason why they divorced in the first place was because he was pulling away and he was being emotionally distant and not talking about his trauma and his post-traumatic stress. And so, and then the growth, we love to see it.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice. Good. You gotta keep her, Bianca. Keep him.
2
grown-ups.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, that actually had lots of good conversations. Making up for lost time. Yeah, this honestly, if there was a book that I didn't want to go fade to black, it was this one. I was just like, let me just please.
Okay, I want to ask this because Julie and Lindsay, I don't know if you've read Hunting a Killer, but there is some mildly detailed, not fade to black, but not like aggressively detailed.
Hi.
What is the line?
Sorry. I saw you read this and I wanted to talk to you about it. Because we were talking about the miscommunication trope a little bit ago. And we're like, this had all the communication and it was wonderful.
It was. But yeah, I want to know what that line is, because in the first 2 books, it was a fade to black moment. But they were definitely doing things in this book.
He learned from his mistakes. I haven't read this book yet, Jen.
I know, but
he learned from his mistakes and learned to talk to her. Yes, for sure. I love how this book. Honestly, what I want to know is, when it's a series like this with, you see all the characters in each book, I want to know, how did y'all write this? Like, did you have like a big meeting? Did you kind of like, this is their personalities, this is like their traumas, this is their past, this is what I'm going to write it. I want to know how you guys write a series like this when it's different authors. I want to know that. I don't know Hunting a Killer. Okay, so you don't know.
I'll read it for you here in a second. I was like, I'm holding it.
I haven't read the 4th book yet.
It's not gonna spoil anything for you.
Jen, put that book down right now. We're talking about this book. We're talking about this one.
Nope, I'm close.
So honestly, that's what she said. Honestly, yes, Steph. He's so good. He was so good. I need to read Hunting a Killer. Yes, I need to as well. Great. Okay, you traded a lot of emails. Okay, great. Because I want to know, how this even, because I just felt like they were, because you know how sometimes if you do read one of these series and like the characters, it's really easy for authors to, because they all have their own different like writing styles, probably to make the characters seem like different people, but they all seemed like the same, like in every book. So y'all writed the characters like really well, and each person did, even though they weren't technically like, if that wasn't your character per se. But I really liked it. Yeah, Bianca's saying no. She's saying drop the book, Jen.
I gotta find it at this point. I'm not gonna give like details, but
Harlequin must do meetings because this isn't the first series. Yes, like I've been noticing when I'm buying more category romances is that there are series, you know, like but there's multiple books in the series, but they're written by different authors. So I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, I felt like this series worked really well. So put her in timeout. I will. If she starts talking about her, I'll mute her. I ain't scared. Harlequin writers are just that good. I mean, it's, you know, flex, because seriously, I bow down to you, Julie and Lindsey. I bow down to you.
You literally said the words.
Ma'am, I will mute you.
You moved inside her. The words were said. That's all I'm going to say. But that was stated in a book, and I feel like that.
I'm sorry. Jen is not listening when we're talking to her about no spoilers, so I'm muting her.
Spoiler. That is not a spoiler. That's literally, I said nothing more than what I already had stated.
It's quite a large cast for this series, so rare that scenes outside of protagonist or the antagonist in this case. But we got scenes with everyone. Yes, like, and even in each of the books,
they're all there.
Because it wasn't just the main characters that were getting POVs. Like a lot, you got, you know, Carly's point of view, or Alana, or like in the prologue, you got the bomber or the killer's point of view. So everybody was getting point of view chapters, and
the first book like blew my mind because they had the baby.
Oh, I know.
And he's like, I'm not going to hurt the baby. And I was like, I don't know. I can't trust you.
I can't trust you. And I like how when they were talking about him, like in the meeting, when they were all like going over the crime or whatever, they're like, okay, he left the baby alone. He's not a complete monster.
Oh my God. So this is going to be talking about book one, spoilery a bit. But when he finally got caught, he was like, oh yeah, like they paid me to kill this guy, but like I didn't hurt the baby. And he's just giving all this information. I'm like, you're like casually talking about killing people. Like, you are digging yourself a grave, sir. You should stop talking immediately.
But that's what they wanted. They wanted to, like, you know, play nice, get to be his friend kind of thing. And he sang like a canary. Let me tell you.
Oh, he did.
Now I know he moved inside. Thanks, Jen.
But like, you don't ever get that, and I feel like in any of the intrigues, like they don't ever give any sort of detail. It's just always fade to black. So the fact that they even said it, I was just like, did I actually read that? Like, did that actually happen?
With my own eyeballs, it felt like a TV show where we had the whole cast. I really liked
in
it.
Every book too, and I did like that about these ones, is that you got to keep each of them in there.
Apparently, this is their book, the fourth.
It is. You'll find out answers in the fourth book, Alicia. So if you keep with the series, it does give you a lot of answers. I could give you spoilers, but apparently,
so much tension with the sisters. They're like, everyone's like, what is going on with them? Like,
it gets explained in book 4. I promise. The parties afterwards were so cute.
Yes, they're like, job well done. Let's go get a pizza. The best thing about romance series is that all the side characters get to shine in their own book. Yes.
100%. That's why I had to read it before this one. I wasn't sure if I was going to be the only one, but like I needed answers. As soon as I finished each of the ones leading up to this, I was like, okay, if this doesn't get answered in this book, like I'm going to be very upset. So everyone get the fourth book because it does give you the answers for what you're most questioning. The side looks between Axel and one of the sisters, the sister, like, tension, that all gets answered.
Julie and Lindsey, did you know what was up with the sisters while writing it? Or did you just know that there's
strife and that you had to kind of mention it? Because I feel like each of the books mentioned something, like they'd always talk about like a look or something. Maybe not. Yeah, because Opaline was usually on. I did read it out of order. I read 3 and then 1, 2, and 4. I know I'm terrible. Sorry, don't judge me. Have yet to read it? Yeah. I definitely recommend it. It will give you the answers. But I would be curious because, yeah, that is something that they'll mention the looks between one of the sisters. I'm not going to say names now because you guys are all mad at me. The sister and the other guy. And then the two sisters. So, yeah. I usually don't, but I was trying to find my first book of the year.
The info I had on the sister was very vague. I figured Max didn't know anything about it, so I stayed in my lane. That's true. That's really good, like writing like that, because not if all the characters don't know about it, you kind of got to wait. You got to stay in the dark until it's their book anyway. So that's true.
Yeah, and I don't feel like anyone really went into detail. They like picked up on things, but they didn't actually like know why. And that was mentioned in the fourth book that nobody seemed to know what it was, but we got all our answers.
Is just going to be 4 books, or is there going to be another one? Because
I think it's just 4. The way that it ended was
because honestly, like, I need Alana. I need to have Alana's story. Does anybody else want an Alana book? Please tell me I'm not the only one, because I seriously do. So it can end with 4 books. We still got one more person who needs a book. Julie,
write a novella.
Write it. Talk to Harlequin.
Be like, this is what the readers need.
A book. Right. Honestly, my first post note of this book is that I want an Alana book. That's it. I need it. She's so mysterious, and she's so nice to everybody, and they're actually a family. They're not just co-workers, and she's very supportive of everybody. But then when she had her little points of view chapters, especially in books 1 and 2, I'm like, I'm so intrigued by you. Everybody wants the book. Everybody. Listen, Aaron. Listen. I have those books. I'm talking about this, Alana. I'm watching you. Was kind of, I know, but I want like her. I want a whole book, Steph. I want a whole book. I was jealous. Yes. But yeah, so that was my first post to know. Was Alana. And then when I realized it was a second chance romance, I was like, okay. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't read the synopsis at all. I think I realized I do read the characters. That is one thing that I do that I know that not everyone does. So I sort of knew that they were.
I don't read the characters, and in any of the books I did not read the synopsis. So I was just like, who is this going to be about?
Well, that's what I do a lot of times with cozy mysteries. Like, I don't read the back of them, so I'm like, oh, you're gonna die real soon. And like, I would know if I had read the back, like who was gonna be the one that's killed. So yeah,
I need to know, Steph. I
only go in just because, like, I feel like because they have the characters in the front of these books that there might be some information in there that you need to know. So that's why I read those.
Shannon said she read the characters for this one because she didn't read books 1 or 2.
And they kind of stick to one book. I don't think that they actually go into details on each of the, main 5.
You got this series as a project?
Nice.
Jealous. But, okay. So I knew nothing. Harlequin good.
You have to do it in the Joey voice, though. I like it. Friends. Author, good. Cover, good. Harlequin, good. It's from the movie. Anyone who watches Friends knows that I just nailed that. Thank you. I would like to thank all the people here, the Guinness, for giving me the courage to say that while we're all here. I hope you enjoyed it.
I don't watch Friends, so
I know. That's why when you read it out of character, I went into the character.
Thank you for that stuff. Oh, nailed it. usually read the back. I read lots of books in a year, and I'm a mood reader, so I gotta know if it's something I'm in the mood to read. Granted, it's not a problem. If it has Julie and Lindsey's name on it, I know I want to read it.
Solid win.
Solid.
I'm not gonna lie, because I follow her on Instagram. Anytime she posts one of her books, I'm just like, oh, this probably sounds really interesting. Let's go put this on like a to-read list. And right now, today, she had posted a couple days ago. It was something about a beard. Truth and Beard? Beard and something? Hold on.
Truth or Beard by Penny.
Yeah, they had it for free on BookBub. Everyone go get it now.
For freezies. So much fun doing that project, Julie. So jealous. I'm so jealous of you right now. Okay, so my next post-it note is when Allie was talking about how she had like too curly hair and she wished she had taken more time with it this morning because Max was coming over. And she's like, why did she have to spend precious time on her unruly locks to feel attractive when Max woke up looking like that? And I'm like, honestly, I feel you because y'all know. But and I said, because life isn't fair and the patriarchy runs everything. Seriously, like how can men just like finger comb their hair out of the shower and then just walk out the door? Yes. It's not fair.
Although I will say I love every time they mention the male character having like just come out of a shower, they like got the wet hair and I'm just like, I can see it and I love it and I'm here for it. So continue to write it.
Thanks. Henry's series are great. I only read the first book in that series, and I never continued on.
How dare you? It's okay.
It's also like a 50-book series, so it's not 50. It's like 10. But yep,
they're all on Hoopla.
They are. Yes, that's how I listened to the first one.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was like a problem trying to find them. So
no.
I'll do a sit over here.
I'll go sit over here.
I'm feeling spicy today.
So spicy.
Read Madison Faye last night, which was disappointing, but we'll get into that later. Unless you want to get into it now, entirely up to you.
Bye, Steph. Thanks so much for coming. The Beard series or Knitting
in the City. What? Sorry, that just sounds exciting. But it was the Beard series. The first one was on sale.
Yeah, the Beard series. I've only read the first one in that. I literally feel the steam from the show.
Accurate. Bianca, please, you have to sign up for one of our live streams. I think this would be perfect.
Wait, let's go back, Nicole. You don't watch Friends. I thought we just
right
already. Move on. Take care, Steph. Bye.
I've tried Bianca. I've tried a lot to get her to do it. Oh, Bianca. Oh, I wish the books weren't so far away. But that cat book thing that you told me to buy, the manga, the Cheese Home, it went on sale and I bought it. So I have all 4 books that are like 10 of them. So I'll read them.
2 new shirts. She feels the steam. Okay, so my next post-it note. I'm just not talking about Friends. Okay, so my next post-it note is, okay, so this is from Max's point of view and thinking about how Allie was like blushing around him. And then, so this is the paragraph. And what had caused that fantastic blush that had spread across her cheeks before he left? He asked to stop by and see Max Jr., but she'd clearly been thinking of something else. Did it have anything to do with him? And I was like, as if you don't know with what that low, husky, growly voice does to women. Like, you can't stop it. Stop. You can't be that naive. You know you're sexy AF. Stop it. As if you don't know.
Yeah, I think that was one of I had a comment very similar. I'm pretty sure it's right around the same time that said the same thing. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure if it doesn't mean what we want it to, at least we know what we want it to mean.
I retorted Shannon's comment is not fade to black. Oh, so you don't need 2 new shirts. You need a new shirt and a new pair of panties. Is that what you need?
Nicole has no shame.
No shame. No shame. I was like, I will say it for you, and I will say it for you. Shannon's clutching her pearls. Nailed it. I have to go read the last 4 chapters of the Sea of Monsters to the kids now. Oh, bye, Erin.
Bye, Erin. It was so good seeing you. See you on the 24th.
See you later. These
They
live
are
shows
the
are the
best.
best.
We get very saucy.
So
I think we scared Mindy.
I know she hasn't commented in a while, and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm talking about sex. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. She's like, these bitches are crazy.
She's like, I'm off to the next live stream to see what they're all about.
Right? They're gonna be tame compared to this one.
Not nearly as much fun.
Nope, not nearly as much fun. Not at all. I'm sorry. My cup is sweating because it's 85 degrees here in Phoenix.
What? It's 70 outside. We're fine.
Hot. I think I was a comedian in your past life, in this life.
And one too.
In this life. Okay, so my next post-it note, he's coming over for dinner. And he's like, the doorbell rang and her heart leaped. He's here. She whispered, be cool, be cool. I was laughing so hard. I was like, be cool, be cool, be cool.
I think I would have to do that myself. Just being like, okay, calm down. Calm down. Take a moment. I'm amazing. He knows it. Things are going to happen tonight.
Okay, so this is when
he did. She made his favorite. I loved that so much.
The baked ziti.
It made me want baked ziti. Honestly, when I read that, I was just like, damn, I want ziti now.
I'm trying not to eat as much pasta, but I'm like, man,
pasta's so yummy.
Carbs. It's like 35. Oh,
Burr. I'll send you a jacket from Arizona. Maybe it'll have some heat with it.
Okay, you send her a jacket from Arizona. That's not going to be thick enough. Our jackets are like paper thin.
That is also true.
Send her a jacket from Arizona.
Send some warm weather with her.
You got to order a jacket from like Duluth. Be cool. That's me all day. Be cool. Be cool.
100% accurate. Oh yeah.
South Texas is actually cold and looks like we
what?
South Texas. South Texas. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. If you guys get snow, we should at least get rain. Come on. What's wrong with you, Arizona?
I feel like we did get a lot of rain like a couple weeks ago, so that's probably our quota for the year.
But it rained on days where I was at work, so that's not fair. I didn't get to curl up with a book and read.
Well, that's not Arizona's fault. That's your fault for working.
Sorry, I gotta pay the bills.
Sorry, I gotta work and pay the bills. San Antonio.
Yeah, do it.
Honestly, a lot of snowbirds move, or not move, but they travel here in their winter, so they can have a mild winter.
We got a lot of Californians coming over right now, stealing all our real estate, though. So heads up.
Stealing. That's why our housing market is so bad. Okay, anyway. Californians are willing to drop $1 million on a house, and we're like, well, I can't compete with that. So it was 80 degrees yesterday. Yeah, honestly, it got hot here too.
I think it got to 85 at one point in our backyard. They didn't record that on because they only go from like the airports or whatever, but it was 85 here.
I feel like it was really hot. We got a bunch of snow in Tennessee.
That's awesome.
Being originally from New Jersey. New Jersey. I can only imagine what kind of snow you're used to. No, ma'am. Not for me. Not for me.
I was talking to someone on the phone the other day, and they're like, yeah, we've got a northeaster. And I was like, a what? A nor'easter. I think I said that wrong. And I was just like, I've never heard of this before. And then
never heard of this term.
2 hours later, like first time ever, my dad was just like, oh yeah, they're going through a nor'easter. And I was like, how do you even know what that is? Like, I don't understand these words.
What is this terminology? We went from young saucy readers to talking about the weather and the housing market.
True.
That's honestly, if that's not just the essence of my channel, I don't know what is.
Here.
I don't know what to tell you. Just what happens. It's just the line of conversation. It all makes sense.
Honestly, when he first said nor'easter, I thought he was talking about like the Easter Bunny, and I'm like, I don't know how that relates to weather, but okay then, sir.
Nor'easter?
Yeah, it's basically just like really bad weather.
Is that the name of the ship on the Deadliest Catch?
I think it's like it's a snowstorm.
I thought, I think I'm thinking about a different thing. I thought there was literally like something, like there's a ship on the Deadliest Catch that literally starts with an N, and I think you don't pronounce the TH in north.
Nor'easter.
The northeaster. The northeaster is coming.
I think it's just like a bad snowstorm.
You can tell we don't have nor'easters here in Arizona.
We barely have rain, guys.
It's a weather event. We don't have weather. We don't have weather here. It's pronounced nor'easter.
Guys. Snow and rain.
And rain. That's too much weather for me.
The northwestern.
We did have hail and rain that one time.
That's Arizona snow is hail. And that's not the good type of snow that you want either.
Yeah. See, I knew that. Sid ship, the Northwestern. You're right.
I don't know who Sid is, but okay.
It's on Deadliest Catch.
Sure, all right. I trust you.
Yeah, it's a show that my husband watched that I listen to while I'm reading. So I know some things. I thought they meant a person, like the Northeastern person. Honestly, they could mean that too.
I would have believed it, but he was talking about weather, so I was very concerned.
Didn't he die? I thought Sid died.
Spoiler alert.
Someone died on that show. Someone died on that show. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. All right, so back to what we're actually supposed to be talking about. You're rocking it. So, okay, my next post-it note is when it's the scene where he goes and hears the baby, like from the baby monitor, and he goes in there's like, and he's like, there's my little man, Max said. His voice echoed through the monitor on the coffee table. Max Jr. babbled and laughed. Dada. I'm like, oh my God.
He knows you.
Oh my God. And then she's like, I don't want to tell him that he's been calling literally everybody Dada.
You keep those words to yourself.
Keep that to yourself, ma'am. I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And then I read that line. I was like, so funny. Oh my God. So he's like, she shut the oven door and inched toward the monitor. Max Jr. had been calling her and both her parents Dada for days.
But I took that to mean like that he missed his dad and like he was looking for him possibly. But also, yeah, the way that you're saying it, I'm just like, now I'm going, oh, I guess it wasn't as sweet as I thought.
That's what I immediately thought of, and I started dying laughing. I was like, you just keep that little tidbit of information to yourself. That's fine. Oh my God.
Because they were like 4 hours apart, weren't they? Between Traverse City and where she was, yeah.
In Grand Rapids?
Grand Rapids, yep.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I was dying laughing. Like, out here comes the Northeastern, aka someone with an attitude, like a New Yorker, or someone with a strong personality. Oh my gosh. So, and he's like, that's right, Max said, his voice full of awe and gravel. I'm your daddy, and I've missed you so much. God.
Hashtag swoons.
Because the syllables Dada are easier to pronounce for babies than mama and others. So that's true. That's why they usually say Dada.
Well, then just keep it simple. Go ma.
Mama. That was the captain for the Cornelia Marie. And I'll stop with the
You go with it, okay?
I know someone died. I couldn't remember who it was, though. I don't actively watch the show. I just listen to it on the side. Okay, so my next post note when she asked him to stay the night.
Oh, I loved it so much.
I was to go, but he slept on the couch. He was a gentleman.
Unfortunately,
because gosh, Ma is harder to master. Yeah, it's that yeah, the M. How she kept from, I don't know. Alicia, I don't know. It is.
I mean, it's kind of the best.
Pounding, I like pounding better. I like pounding better. Because honestly, I would have been on him.
Like white on rice. I know that's bad, but
honestly, I would have.
Like cheese on baked ziti.
Like cheese on baked ziti, I would have been on him. The da or ba comes first. Yeah.
Ugh. Rude.
Reminds you pounding?
She's gonna tell us a story time. So ... So now we need to talk about the weather to fill the time until we've got her story.
Story time. I was like, it's after the comment of how she kept from pounding him. After that, I don't know. So I have a feeling that we're gonna hear some spicy Bianca and Bianca's husband's time, and I don't know.
It's not gonna be fade to black. Nicole, I need you to read in between the lines when she puts the PG version.
It will not be fade to black. I don't know if YouTube will allow this, but I will approve it. I will approve it. Okay. So he spent the night. She slept in. Her alarm clock woke her up. She was very like, oh my gosh, my alarm clock woke me up. It's because he has Max Jr. and he said
breakfast.
Their son on one hip as he danced and sang to Purple Rain by Prince. His strong protective arms held him tight as they dipped and turned. Black pants accentuated Max's fit physique. His gray sweaters clung to his toned curves of his chest and biceps. I'm like, oh my gosh, so cute.
I would have been like, all right, baby, time to go to bed for a moment.
When my husband and I were dating, it began to freeze and couldn't leave, so he couldn't drive home and had to stay overnight, and legit was a hot gentleman that slept on the couch. Okay. So this is your book. This is your life. That's except for the second chance. It's fine. Not jealous or anything. Gentleman. My husband has never slept on the couch, even when I was mad at him. No. It's a coincidence that my comment was after the pounding comment. That is so funny, but that's really cute. See, breakfast. Yeah, he made breakfast, and it was really good.
Oh yeah,
that's when I was really just like, good. After that, I was like, girl, if you don't fuck him, I will, because this is. What are you doing?
Here for it.
What are you doing? Like, you divorced him? Like, what? It's really weird.
Yeah, but she divorced him for valid reasons.
Very valid. Very valid.
But they're working through that now, and I think by the end of it, if I remember correctly, they're getting remarried soon.
They are getting remarried. Yes. I love how Axel killed me. He was like, so you'll be back at the hotel tonight? Max's traitorous lips twitched. No. He stepped around Axel, then took a seat. Axel narrowed his eyes. Interesting.
We all want it. Even everyone on the team was like, come on, guys.
They ship it. Everybody ships it. It's so funny. I was like, Axel ships it 100%. That's so funny. Okay, so this is like the first time we see Max trying to defuse the bomb in the apartment complex. And I'm like, so that last line, the watch separated cleanly from the pot, instantly stopping the timer. I'm like, pee your pants? Me too. The team was rooting for it. They were like, come on, get back together. Come on.
Nicole.
What?
Just your comment. Hey, your pants, me too.
I was like, my God. 3 minutes. It's not a lot of time.
So Bianca needs a new shirt, underwear. You need some pants and some underwear because you peed yourself. Yeah.
I needed to take a shower after this book, honestly.
Oh my gosh. And was that when they met Henry? I loved Henry so much. I started to notice, and Julie and Lindsey, if you're still with us, is Henry someone in your life? Because I feel like he's in all the books, and I always love whoever Henry is. He's like the greatest person in each book.
There's a Henry.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And now I'm like really curious. I'm sure there's a story behind it, and I need to know.
We need to know.
But yeah, I think one of my comments was just like, if they blow up this building with Henry inside of it, I'm going to be so mad. So I was glad when they were able to evacuate everybody.
Yeah, for reals. So, my next post-it note. Sorry, Bianca put a comment in and it's not coming up through StreamYard. So
What? Rude?
yeah.
What was it? Read it to us.
Okay, here it goes. Then the end, I really needed a new shirt. Anytime I'm messing with the kid. Yes, seriously.
Oh man.
I really like the name Henry.
I love it as well.
I need a friend named Henry. Henry, if you're out there, hit me up.
I was like, I've had a stuffed animal since I was a kid named Herman.
I couldn't be, honestly, this would be me trying to defuse the bomb. Like, I couldn't. Nerves of steel. Even when he was having post-traumatic stress like episode, he was freaking out, and he went in there and he defused the bomb like a boss.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Alicia. I literally forget everything at that moment, just being like, well, we're all gone.
Bianca. Enrique Iglesias.
You're gonna make Nicole Smoker laugh. Do it, Nicole.
That's so funny. Everyone get it? Yes. Bianca. Gosh. That's it. You're gonna be in the next live. I don't care what you say. Bianca is on fire. I just figured out how to get the chat. I love it.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us, Elizabeth. I really appreciate it. Who else was someone was having an issue last time. I think it was Julie. She tried to find the chat on her iPad.
Because the commandeered the laptop.
Like messaging me. She's like, I'm here. I just can't figure out how to comment. I was like, I don't know why it's got to be so difficult. Why can't you just say, like, on any device? It just needs to be in the same spot, the live chat. But they move it. It's so crazy. See what I did there? Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Nicole's not going to be able to move on.
I'm just going to put that back up on there just for aesthetic purposes. Okay, so this is when this is Carly's point of view when she was talking about how Max kind of pushed Allie away after he defused the bomb. And said he'd likely also realized that the bomber was watching, which had potentially put a target on her back. And I'm like, okay, so instead of pushing her away and putting her in even more danger if you're not there, how about let's just talk to her and then be around so you can be available when she is in danger. And then he does that exact thing. I was like, I've never had a man listen to me like this. I never had a man listen to me like that. I appreciate it.
Just be like, take some points.
Just pay attention to the highlighted part. I wrote it out for you too. I wrote it. Like, you don't have to wonder. I wrote like what you need to do. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so my next post-it note. Okay, so we're getting into the passages where if I wasn't already in love with Max, this is when I fell in love with Max. Okay. Yep. So, okay, here we go. Okay, so he's like talking about his feelings wasn't easy. His instincts for the preservation of his pride demanded he change the subject, but Max had chosen his comfort over Allie's needs too many times, and it was his turn to start making real sacrifices for her. Pride be damned. I mean, that's it. That's what women want. You know, men always wonder what women. This is it right here. This one, that one, just that first one.
What page? It's mark it.
146.
146. Everyone, all the men.
Read this one right here.
Yeah.
And I was literally like gasp, like, oh my gosh, like he came to that realization by himself. And it was his idea. Like, that's amazing. Okay. So my next little blurb was, I pulled away from you today because I realized that if the bomber sent that text, then he knew I was there and that I'd stopped his attack. Whether he was in the crowd or watching from another location, I couldn't be sure, but if he had eyes on the scene and saw you with me, Max trailed off, unable to voice the unthinkable truth. Allie's expression softened and her arms fell loose at her sides. He might have seen you holding me. I didn't want him to see you anywhere near me. And I'm like, holy shit, a man talking about his feelings without being prompted. Someone give this man a medal.
But it's so smart. I mean, he obviously doesn't know based off of the epilogue, but he does. Like, he watches the buildings burn. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like, he's watching, and so he realized that, his plan was thwarted, so he would want to get revenge, and he knew that. But then instead of letting it fester and stew on their minds, he just came out with it. He was like, this is literally that night. He defused the bomb. Like 2 hours later, he's like, I'm going to come over. And he did. He came over. He kept his promise. And then he was just like, this is what I was thinking. Like, this was what I was thinking. And I'm like, you are a god. Like, thank you.
And even she didn't think that he was going to show up, if I remember right. She was just like prepared not to have him be over. And then she was really surprised. And I'm like, don't be surprised. You should know that he's going to communicate with you now.
It's like, it was his idea. He wanted to talk about his feelings. She was ready to just let it go. Like, she was just ready to just to kind of sweep it under the rug.
Accurate.
This is why we love fictional men.
This is why I have a necklace that says, my boyfriend is trapped inside my book.
He's such a, wait for it, hero. You're killing me, Bianca. Killing me. So I'm just like, this is amazing. And then he was like, another. It's like, I also have a bad habit of hurting you, and I wish I could take that pain back. I gave you the impression my work was more important than my family, and it's just not true. And I'm like, taking responsibility for the reason why their marriage ended? Gasp. He is a unicorn. And like, seriously. And then this other part is when he realizes, that she's in danger anyway.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, then you should leave, kind of thing. And he's like, now I'm already here, he said. I can't be sure O'Lear doesn't know that. Leaving you alone could be the opposite of helpful. I was like, oh my God. Like, how? I was like, I'm shook. This man is perfect. If you don't fuck him, I will. That is what I wrote there. Honestly, like, this man is perfect. Perfect. So those are the times where I fell in love with Max.
I mean, it took you that long to fall in love with him?
I mean, that was hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
That was hook, line, and sinker.
You were on the hook. They reeled you in at that point.
Yes.
You were done for.
And it's like, he told her he was leaving tonight, but she had something she needed to do before she let him go. And I was like, it better be sex.
Accurate. We all had this. Yeah.
It was getting to the important part. So I wanted to make sure that I first said everything correctly. Because when I start talking too fast, it just gets like,
yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure y'all know that was the important bit.
Where we were.
So we can feel the dramatic suspense. Yeah.
Accurate.
And that's when you know she loves it. For real. Oh, okay. Okay. So another entire like paragraph.
Oh my gosh.
Another entire paragraph highlighted. Yeah, seriously, it's a shame.
Yeah. If anyone finds him, he's a unicorn, and marry him immediately.
If there was a killer that could be watching, the hell it would be staying away from me. No bodyguard, please. Yes. Yep. It's like, how come there are this is actually a trope in romances where they're like, oh no, the killer knows about, the love of my life. I should distance myself away from them so I can protect them. I was like, that is literally the opposite of what's going to happen. Like, it happens every single time. Like, you distance yourself and then she gets kidnapped or something. She gets put in danger. And I'm like, this is literally the opposite of what you should be doing. So I'm glad that he realized that, but then she gets kidnapped anyways. But we won't hold that against him. We won't hold it against him.
That wasn't his fault.
That wasn't his fault.
No.
No. That was he's mine and you can't have him.
Bianca
called dibs. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my next paragraph that I highlighted. He said, I wanted to tell you I was scared today. He wanted to tell. Okay. He wanted to tell. Okay, talking about his feelings. All right. I had flashbacks and the PTSD hit so hard I didn't think I could get past it. Somehow I pushed through. Then I found that bomb and I had clarity about what's important and how badly I screwed up. I knew what I had done wrong. I understood why you left me, and I know I need to say so. This is the perfect man. This is like, I wanted to tell you I was scared, talking about his emotions. He had flashbacks of, because he doesn't want to talk. He never wanted to talk about his post-traumatic stress. He never wanted to talk about it. And said he had clarity of what's important and how badly I screwed up. He took responsibility for the second time. He took responsibility about what happened.
You just can't get over it.
I can't get over it. I can't. This is literally the perfect man. This right here. I mean, I understood why you left me, and I need to say so. Like, he needs to say so. Oh my God. I can't believe it. It's always the kidnapper's fault.
100%.
Always. I feel like you're preach, Nicole. I'm just like, this book like blew my mind. Like, and I did mean that for a pun. Like, it literally blew my mind, because this man, I mean, talk about the growth. He understood his faults and he learned from it and tried and actively did better. That's all we want. That's it. I mean, dang. I mean, this is kind of amazing. This right here. This is amazing. Okay, so this is my next post note is basically saying, like, I really hope like we're getting everyone's story, like the twins, they're twins, right? They're sisters. Okay.
Yep.
Opaline and Selena and Axel, and I really want Alana.
She's in the next book, but she doesn't have her own story.
Doesn't have her own book yet. On a serious note, I 100% agree. So, the threat of death looming over men make them realize what they did wrong. Good to know.
Well, that he also lost the girl originally.
Okay, I need to make sure he has some sort of life or death situation happening. Got it. Good to know. I want to know more about how she wrote him, because he has so many layers. So many.
Oh, yeah.
I love him. Okay, and then this is my last post-it note.
What?
It is. I know, it's the guy so fast. When Allie was kidnapped, and then he put a bomb around her neck, and Max is there, and he's like holding her face in his hands, and he's like, I've got you, he whispered, taking a closer look at the device beneath her chin. And I'm like, it was an imperfect device, an obvious rush job in comparison to the precision signs of Olier's pressure cookers. I'm like, he created this bomb in anger instead of reverence, and in the haste, he'd likely make the device far less stable. I was freaking out. I didn't
understand at that point. I couldn't handle it.
At this point in time, I was chanting HEA, because I was like, this has to end in a happily ever after. This is a romance. It has to. I'm sorry, what page are we on? Oh, we're talking about my last post-it note. It's on page 323. Or are you talking about all of my other perfect man quotes in the in the back? Y'all, I cry. Yeah, I was freaking out. I was freaking out. There's a bug in here.
Well, and especially because like he couldn't find her, and then he found out that she was at the mall, and then the text message from Fitz came through, and I'm just like, I can't handle this, guys. Like, there's way too much going on. I'm not stable.
Gosh, and he's got to defuse it. He's got to defuse it, right? And then she's like, "Go," she whimpered, tears falling from her eyes as Max lowered her to the floor. "Protect our baby. There's a bomb with him and my parents." I was freaking out. I was like,
too many bombs.
Protect the baby. But then, yeah, as soon as he was thinking about it too, he looked to Axel for confirmation. He was like, my baby's in trouble.
Report
in, Axel. And then, so like Max stilled. He glanced at Axel for confirmation. Axel shook his head negative. He's like, "There's no bomb. Max Jr. and your parents are with the police. They're safe." I'm like, oh my God. One down. I was like, okay, baby safe. Got it.
And then she says, "Go." That Max Jr. should have one parent. And I was like, he needs to have both of them. Like, let's get you both out.
She drove me crazy. Why did she go? Because, yeah.
Going to the mall. There were so many times where, like, I had a theory that she was just going to go to the mall and the bomb was going to be there. And then at one point, I was just like, if this guy straps a bomb to her and sends her to the mall, like, I'm not going to be able to handle it. And he did that. And you know what? I barely handled it, guys.
Barely handled it. It's like he said, "Stay home," because the mall could be hit. He literally said, "Stay home." We can't
think of book 4 the whole time because it's the K9 unit. So I was just like, if this dog doesn't make it through to the end of this book, I'm gonna be pissed. And
I'm gonna be so angry. Can't be harming babies. We can't.
Nope.
Can't. So that was my last Post-it note. And I love this book, obviously.
5 stars.
I gave it 10 stars.
Way to one-up me, Nicole.
Yeah, this book was fantastic. This book was
good.
Fantastic. I'm like really hot right now, but it was wonderful.
100%.
I just can't get over this man and how perfect he is. I can't get over it.
Yeah. Here it is.
Bam, diggity. So this is the next live show, February 24th, Murder by the Seaside. Back to Cozy Mysteries. Oh, that's sorry, my ring light was. Yes, Bianca. Yes. Yes, 100%. So 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today.
And just know that book 2, when it comes up, you will have to find an electronic copy of it because they're terrible and they didn't actually print it for whatever reason, but they printed the 3rd one. I don't understand.
How are you printing books 1 and 3 and not book 2? I don't understand. So yeah, I don't get it. But so yeah.
Want a physical copy? eBay, Amazon, Abe Books. There's a lot of them out there, guys. Snatch them up.
Get them. So yeah, that's the next live show in 2 weeks. And for those of you in the Percy Jackson read-along, next live show for that is the 18th. Sea of Monsters. We're talking about the last chapters. So we're talking about chapter 10 through the end. You can ignore my Post-it note there. It's just telling me what to read and when.
How to keep track of them, my friend.
So yeah, so February 18th is the Percy Jackson live show. And then February 24th is for Murder by the Seaside.
Nope, that's a different one. I thought we were going to keep going, so I always have the other one just ready to go.
Just so you know, I randomly burst into adjusted song lyrics to fit the conversation in real life. And we appreciate you. I think book 2 is on Scribd as an ebook. Book 1 is on Scribd for sure, but they don't have book 3. Okay. and movie and TV quotes.
I mean, that's just how you have to.
How are you going to print? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Who taught them how to count? Hoopla has all 3 books as ebooks. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate it.
I think I saw it on the library as well. It's one of the series that they do have.
And I can do it in public to serenade you in hopes of making a spectacle. I will. Love it. Do it. Do it. All right. If anyone has anything they want to comment about, this book or anything else, please do so, because we are going to wrap up.
Questions, comments, concerns.
Questions. Let us know. The sign-in sheet, sign-up sheet for the live streams is in the description box. So please sign up. Please.
Bianca.
Something to look forward to. Watch Friends. I don't think I will.
I'll watch it. Don't worry, Bianca. I'll get all the references, and then I'll try and explain them to Nicole, and she'll just tune it out.
I'm like, I'll file that away.
How are you doing on your water?
How am I doing on my water?
Yeah, because you usually have that gigantic jug, but I haven't seen it yet tonight.
Yeah, it's in the kitchen. At least watch the episode I referenced.
It's a Thanksgiving Day episode, because I remember. Oh no, it's not. It's the episode where Rachel makes. It might be Thanksgiving. She has to make dessert, and she was supposed to make like a 7-layer kind of cake, and she's like, so I've got custard down here, I've got ladyfingers here, and then because 2 pages got stuck together, she started making shepherd's pie where they had like meats and carrots, and then like she's like, and then there's a layer of jam, and she's like, I thought it was really weird that they wanted the mashed potatoes in there. But Joey was just like, jam, good, custard, good, ground beef, good. I don't know. Something like that. Friends is one of the things I grew up on. Make some meat pie. Yeah, it's supposed to be a dessert, but she ends up making like 2 things.
Night, Alicia.
Good night, Alicia.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, you don't look like you're enthused, Nicole. That's a lie to us.
So much
I don't think anyone has anything more to say.
Other than just
I was trying to give it a go.
Let people have time. Give you some time. That's true, Rachel. That's true.
Oh yeah.
YouTube the scene if I wanted to see it. If. Good night, Shannon. Wait. Watch Superstore.
You're not going to watch Friends. Watch something current, Nicole.
Like what?
Superstore.
Oh. That's your new binge? I'm currently, I say currently, I've only watched 1 episode. Firefly Lane.
How's that?
It was good, the first episode. And then Joe's like, I don't want to watch this. And I'm like, I hate you.
Well, is he home yet, or did he not come home yet?
He's home. He's home, yeah.
Okay.
We also got to pack the camper because we're going to the dunes this weekend. So, so one more time. Okay, so Murder by the Seaside live show. Take a picture. Percy Jackson. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much again. Honestly, we missed you. This was a fantastic book. Please read it if you have not. And good night, Bianca. Oh my gosh. So everyone have a wonderful night. I don't know, let's leave this up. Thanks, Shannon. Thank you, Julie, for writing an amazing book. I love that you post. We gotta look cute, right? Okay, thank you, Julie, for writing an amazing book. We love you so much. If you're still here, love you, love you, love you. Everyone, we love you. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you in 2 weeks.